Their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Buying time to his left. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
Well, you know, paramount for this defense is trying to keep Lamar Jackson somewhat contained when he tries to run. They did a pretty good job of it there.
And you know it's so difficult for every defense that has to prepare for Lamar Jackson? You have to think and play at the same time. And I know that sounds like something you're supposed to do, but when you have to think about your assignments against him, it often slows down your feet. You don't move as fast. You've got to be prepared for this guy every step of the way and then try to match his athleticism.
Jackson looking to throw on third. He is going to find Hill here. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Now Jackson. He'll get it once more into the hands of Hill. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll be second and about a yard.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage. Second and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They go play action now. Jackson escaping the pressure right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jackson. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 19. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked up by Gary and Conley. And the Steelers will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. Well, a shaky start for both quarterbacks now. We had the interception on the opening drive, and now they throw it right back to him.
So does that mean we're really kind of starting from the beginning, Brandon, right? Both of them have done it, so we kind of start from scratch. Looks to me like both of these defenses have done their homework, and they're executing quite well.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Now, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. They'll try the right side with Harris. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Calling no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. Now it's Burrow. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to get them the football, but you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away, and it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
Throwing again on second down. Jackson. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end.
Good job there getting his tight end involved because he lines up on the right side of the formation, just works his way across the field. I really like how they were in sync on that one. He spotted the open gap in the zone, and his quarterback found him, and they get a first down.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Eluding the pressure right. It's complete to Brown, right side. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion. I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. They go play action with Jackson. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it'll be a second down. To throw again is Jackson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Brown. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 19. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Oliver, the tight end, making the catch. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes. It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. To throw is Jackson. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. Tucker's kick is good. And the Ravens strike first at 3-zip. Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the second quarter now, and we do have our first points, a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
And feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division... And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Tyus Bowser. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Well, like so many wide receivers, he is a threat with the ball in his hands, and he's able to do his damage here after the catch.
And I caught a quick glimpse of him before the ball was snapped, and there was something about his body language where you could tell early in this play he wasn't just thinking first down. He was thinking end zone, and he got there.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
On the return, Devin Duvernay. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not all now joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
Yeah, maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see.
Oh, Andrews has it. What a catch. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big connection on that one. 31 yards. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Flushed out right. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Andrews. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Oh, I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Jackson. Throw left side complete. That's Andrews. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Two minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score. Play action. Now Jackson. Flush to his right. And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a race. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Ravens have retaken the lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead is now 10-7.
Steelers 7. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Escaping the pressure right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Burrow once again here on 2nd and 10. He gets this one to Johnson.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. And Burrow going to throw again. And that is incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down. They're going for it. This is Harris. And he's got some space here. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Steps away to his left. Here's Johnson with a reception. And the Steelers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. They'll try to run with Harris. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. They'll try and run with Harris. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Najee Harris as the first half is winding down. And the Steelers have once again taken the lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead is now 14-10. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And we'll see what they opt to do with just 14 seconds remaining until intermission. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Gary and Conley, the one to bring him down. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. 2nd down and 7. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. So we reach halftime here in the Steel City with the Steelers on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. On the return is Duvernay. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple. Jackson.
And that's complete. It's Chris Godwin.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
He'll get that out wide to Duvernay.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25.
I love the drive they're working on here, because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Throwing is Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage, because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And he'll go right back to Andrews. And the Ravens are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Now it's Jackson. Flushed out right. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Looked to me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off and go.
Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Chris Godwin.
His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Ravens have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the 2nd half.
Tucker with the extra point, and it's now 17-14.
17. Steelers 14. Justin Tucker with the kickoff for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent is still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10. They'll run with Harris. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. Second down.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And he's got his target, Harris. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Extra point now by Boswell. It's up and good to make it 21-17. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
On the return is Duvernay. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They had seized the lead there for a little bit with a starting drive in the third quarter, but a moment ago the touchdown that puts them back behind.
So their defense is under siege a little bit right now because they have not able to solve their opponents. So they've got to keep hammering away on.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. It's a big play there for Baltimore. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10.
Here's a give to Dobbins.
They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson, and this is incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Jackson now. Caught on the slant. A gain of 9 there. Sets up 2nd and goal.
A 9-yard gain brings up 2nd and goal at the Steelers' 1-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Second and goal from the 1. Now Jackson taps this forward, jet sweep, and this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3.
This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they've run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
Flush to his right. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Devin Bush with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good.
Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that. And this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They run again with Harris. Dances by him. Still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And some room to roam now. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 90 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
And now they will throw it with Burrow. Escaping the pressure right. And then the feed in. Instead, it's incomplete. Boy, that really could have turned this one upside down. The Steelers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. On 3rd down, here's Harris. And they're going to stop him short of the 1st down as he's tackled at about the 21. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. They run for it with Harris. And he picks up the 1st down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15.
So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13.
Justin Matabike there to bring him down.
Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers.
Najee Harris.
His 3rd touchdown of the game, number 11 on the year. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. Boswell for the extra point. And with that, the lead is up to 8. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Here's Jackson.
And that'll be caught by the big tight end, Andrews. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Jackson.
Dancing to his left. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the first, and stop the clock as well.
And you know, in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movement.
And this is caught. He's got it for a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, it's all going to come down to a 2-point conversion.
The touchdown's massive, but now they've got to have 2 to possibly take this to overtime.
Jackson.
And it's caught. And with it, we are tied here in the 4th. Everything was riding on that 2-point conversion, and they got it.
They got it. They now have the momentum. Time really dwindling in this game. Now their big deal is make sure they get a good kickoff and don't give up anything big on the defensive end.
So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. And that one will be at the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another.
Throwing, Burrow. This will be incomplete. Oh, a dream chance for a D lineman, but he couldn't pull that one in.
Nearly an interception. If that one's picked off, it's over. So a new lease on life, so to speak.
A lot of times when you're in coverage, you're so focused on the man and the coverage that sometimes the ball, if it arrives, it surprises you. That may have happened to him in that situation.
Here's Burrow. Right back to Freiermuth, complete this time.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And we've got free football. 4 quarters done, and we're dead even. We'll have overtime after this timeout. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
On the return is Duvernay.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now.
Jackson's throw on target to Godwin here.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That could give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it, because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward. And it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses, because normally you shake it off. But in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer. Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
Well, another fine run right there from Lamar Jackson, and CD, that one puts him over 100 yards now for the ball game.
And remember when all we talked about were 100-yard games from running backs? That when a quarterback did it was a surprise? With Lamar Jackson, that's part of the package as well. He'll have as many 100-yard games in a season as the top running backs in the league.
He's lucky to be getting that one back.
After what they've done with him all day long, with all the targets trying to go after him, he's obviously gotten smart, and his pride has kicked in. Made a terrific play.
Forced out to his left.
First down and more for Jackson.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier in this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Jackson. Looking for the end zone. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And the Steelers are going to have it with a chance to win the game here in overtime. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say, when you throw an interception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us.